how to give the rotavirus vaccine, which is an oral vaccination. First, you open up the box and you pull out. The most important thing in here is the directions. Before you even look at anything else, you should open up the directions. And although if you had time in a perfect world, you might read it all, in our world, you're going to look for the things that are highlighted. Like, actually, before you even do that, you have the box all closed up. You need to look to see if your vaccination is expired. So, because then you won't even open it and you'll return it and get a new one. So let's pretend we already checked on that. Now we're opening it up and we're going into the directions here. And you want to look for the route that the medication is going to be given. It's actually quite large right here, but it also says it down here where it shows there's going to be highlighted areas like in bold print, and those are the ones you should really pay attention to, especially if you've never given it. But even if you've given it before, you should remind yourself, because we don't do them often enough, that you should look at it again. So you're checking out the bold printed things for route. You're also checking out when the baby should be given it, so it does describe how often it should be given. It's actually a 2-dose thing, so you take one initially and then you take it again, and because it's really important to tell the parents what to expect, and so that they know it's coming again. They're not that worried about an oral vaccination. They don't really care how many you give of them, but when it comes to injectables, they're going to want to know how many more they're going to have. So, and if you don't know how to do the vaccination, you know it's oral, and there's actually, you'll notice directions on how to do it. So now, because you only have picture, it would be good to now open the box and take a look at what you have, and it all matches up with this. So I'll just highlight, you've got a powdery substance, that's the actual medicine. Then you have this, which is the diluent for the medicine, and this, which is an applicator to try to make these two come together. I'll show you how that works in a minute. So there are no needles in here, which would be another sign that it's not an injectable. But as we know, there are injectables that only come with the vial and no needles. So that's not always the best way to tell. But in this case, it's just another reminder that this is oral. So before you start touching this, even maybe before you peel the plastic off, you want to hand sanitize. So I did that already. And then you're going to take out your parts. And then you're going to follow the directions. So the directions say to remove the plastic cover, which actually doesn't exist on here. There should be a little cap there, but it's not there. The next step is to see how this has a little plastic sharp thing there? You're going to put that right over the top here. Okay? And it's on there. It pushes right through. Then be very careful with this, because you're going to need it after to recap. So put it inside. Then you're going to connect this to this, okay? And then you want to make sure it's connected, because you don't want to lose it. You're going to squish your diluent into your vial of the powder, okay? This is a live vaccine. You should be aware of that too. That's one of the things it talks about here, versus a dead vaccine. So if the child is experiencing any kind of fever, then this would not be a safe vaccine to give then. But otherwise, if it were, say, a dead vaccine, it would be okay. But this one actually is live. And you're supposed to shake it up. I don't know, my hands are kind of covering. Just kind of agitate it. The reason I'm leaving this on here is I'm actually going to draw it back up into the syringe, because this is how I'm going to give it to the baby, through the syringe. Shake, shake, shake. And then tip it over. And just like any medication we're used to doing, just going to draw it up until there's none left in there. Tip it, make sure you got it all. Make sure it's all stirred up. And yep, now it's empty. Just really pull it out of there so I have it all. Okay, then you're actually done with this piece. Medicine is out of there. Then you come back to your little gray piece and you have it here, and now the medicine is ready for that baby. So probably depending on the age of the child, it's the angle that you're going to give it to them will be different, but I think this baby's a little bit older, so I think she's sitting. So I'll probably have her sit on the parent lap and just kind of slowly put it in. To be careful with plungers, because sometimes it can kind of shoot into the baby's mouth. So you want to be more on the cautious side and really kind of slowly try to put it into the baby's mouth. And then that's it. Mostly they like it, but if they're not liking it, they still need to have it. So you're going to want to tip the baby back and do kind of the cheek pushing thing and get it into their mouth, and then sit them upright, pat their back, make sure that they're not choking on it. But they have to have it, so it's just how you're going to get it in. But better to let them calm down. There's no rush to do it. So if they get all upset, then just take some time, have them go calm the child. If you think the parent is capable, maybe having the parent feed it to the child is also an option. So you have to just kind of see if that's a possibility. Depends on how freaked out the parent is and the child is. That's it. Bye.